need to get 46 runs. This partnership worth 28 off 36 balls. Get into trouble, Zimbabwe, and they need a breakthrough, so a bowling change. Elton Chigumbura, 1 for 21 in his 5 overs, will come back into the attack from the Blue Mountains end to try and make inroads, to try and dislodge Brian Lara and maybe derail the West Indies. Starts with the wide.
Well, 45 from 65 balls, Pammy, is an equation that Zimbabwe could conceivably pull back to even things out between balls and runs, especially with Brian Lara not in a particularly aggressive mood and maybe getting a wicket at the other end. He's batting to be there at the end, Brian Lara, that's clear.
Oh, sold him. Oh, if it had hit, he was gone. Fantastic work by Prosper Otsea. His run up from cover just to field and prevent the single, and Brian Lara had called yes, and then realizing, decided there was no run, rightly so. Otsea in one action picks the ball up and throws it in the opposite direction and was not far away.
Could so easily have changed the complexion of this game.
Very much so, not far away at all. Here's the shot, it's into the ground, and Brian Lara feels, on calling yes, he probably felt he should have got it in the gap. And then Prosper Otsea anticipating, running up to field that in one action, tries to throw down the stumps. Up in the air and also expertly placed. And Brian Lara, oh, the bounce of this, it kicked up just a touch, and he managed to make sure that he evaded the man at third man for 4 more.
Well, this was really short and gave him the room. Didn't try to keep it down. The only other problem was beating the man at third man, and by hitting it a bit squarer, he solved that problem.
Going nicely. 24 runs, 45 balls. Pace of his innings, not important. Lots of time available. 162 for 4. Taken off the stumps and played very well by Bravo. Testing Christopher Mpofu out in the deep. Had a long way to go to his left. And look at that debut he's caused there. Oh, wouldn't want him on the golf course.
This was very well timed. Didn't have a lot of room, Dwayne Bravo.
He's managed to stop that Prospero there, but he's had to try to go through Brian Lara in anticipating the ball going on to the onside towards mid-on. I think he might have worn it on his shin. Clever. Decided to take the pace off it. And Dwayne Bravo tried to come down the wicket.
He's only in his 10th over now, would say, and just 26 off it. He's bowled well. Just been a good spell of bowling. He's been bowling to batsmen who want to attack him, and he's been managed to keep things to just over 2 and over. There've been no boundaries hit off him. It's good bowling.
Nicely done. End of his spell. A good one. None for 26 of 10. 164 for 4. Look at his pitch map. Good grouping. Bowled in a good area. Hasn't bowled too much short to the right-handers or the left-handers.
And no green dots, no boundaries. There's the rainbow. It's been raining somewhere. Hasn't been raining here.
That's behind us. Lovely rainbow. Nicely played. Brian Lara playing that down the ground. Elton Chigumbura looking to go into the block hole and try and get through the defenses of Lara.
Just dropped the bat on that one. Got some good wood on it. There's 38 left for the West Indies to ensure that they go through as group winners. A little bit of movement there off the surface, a little extra bounce, and we've seen that especially at that George Headley end, that every now and then a delivery will just bounce a little bit more than the batsman expects.
Certainly wants to attack. Dwayne Bravo and Elton Chigumbura at the other end keeps kicking down the stumps as he gets into his bowling stride. Might be his hand hitting the stumps as he... It is his hand. Flicks the bails off. That's a nice shot. Across onto the offside and just whipping it from about off stump in front of square on that onside. Looks good when he's going.
He's looking to get on with it, Dwayne Bravo. Sort of guessed the line of that delivery, got as close to the line as possible and just whipped it away into that gap at mid-wicket.
Stifled appeal. End of the over. 167 for 4.
Dwayne Bravo mad at himself. Anything on his legs should be a free hit. And abusing his instrument.
A call in to say not long now before I come home, unless he's going to stay for the party after. Christopher Mpofu back into the attack. 1 for 14 so far. Good economy. Needs a wicket here. Desperately like to make this go close. In fact, desperately like the West Indies to falter from this position, and the young Zimbabweans have to believe that it can happen whilst they're out there, and with every ball continue to be purposeful. Even though it may look like a foregone conclusion, the belief must be there, and you must still continue to do the right things right up until the end. Lara and Dwayne Bravo, they'll be looking to do things right, and that's what he'd have been telling Bravo when he walked down the wicket. Lara, got to keep going. Play properly. Don't leave it for somebody else. Beautiful shot. Pierces the field brilliantly. Teaser all the way to the fence. Elton Chigumbura was chasing that, and even with the slide, thought he'd have got it. He smiles. He's not sure whether he got it before crossing the rope, but he may just have encroached on the rope there with ball still in hand. I think he might just have let that go, you know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe he lifted his foot. Well, never mind that. It's 4 runs.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
It was quite interesting. It first looked like he stepped on the rope, but then it looked like he also lifted his foot, realizing that he might step on the rope. A few incidents here with these two batsmen. The communication, trying to get quick singles. Big shot, there's a man out there, but he won't be required because it's gone all the way. Fantastically done by Dwayne Bravo. The crowd are up again. Closer and closer to victory they get, the West Indies.
Well, Mpofu tried the short ball to bring that fielder into play. Not that one, the one who is giving the ball back to. Good catch from the member of the local constabulary. Really got some serious wood on that pull shot, Dwayne Bravo. And here's the officer being congratulated.
Very good handshakes all around.
He's shaking the right hands too.
Very well arrested. And he gets a call too. Instant fame. 178 for 4. Have a look at him.
Well, it's clearly not his superior officers on the phone.
They'd be congratulating them, won't they? That's phone call number 2. He's still on the phone. Somebody else has called. They saw him take the catch. Took it well. Ever so nonchalant in taking the catch, and just lobbed it back like nothing happened. Shot. A very good shot. Lots of work done out there by Justice Chibaba. But the 50 partnership comes up between these two, Dwayne Bravo and Brian Lara. And the contributions, 18 of 24 from Brian Lara and 32 of 37 from Dwayne Bravo. So good pace to the partnership as well.
Uncharacteristic innings from Brian Lara. Just one boundary in those 28 runs.
Dropped it. It was hit really hard back at Elton Chigumbura, and he hardly had any time to put his hands up. When he did, the ball was nearly past them, and it smashed through them.
Timed that pretty good, Brian Lara, and that's all self-defense.
One run down to the boundary. It happens so quickly. Elton Chigumbura had no sooner finished his follow-through and the ball coming straight back at him, and he'd have been pretty surprised, and you can see from his face when he goes to catch it, or when he puts his hands up, I should say, that's how hard it was hit. And he looks up, and ever look at that face. Never mind the ball and the hands, the face. Phew, close shave. Wide ball, tried a slower delivery, too wide. Needs to get it on line. He knows that Bravo is trying to go after him and would play his shots. Reaction time. 0.44 of a second. That's quick. You have to be pretty nifty with your reflexes there. Oh, he's worn one. Was walking down the wicket. Elton Chigumbura reacts by bowling it shorter. And Bravo can't get himself out the way. It'll hurt. He won't want to show it though. Doesn't want to give the bowler the satisfaction. Could also be the forearm. Be terrible. He doesn't have an arm guard. Anyway, it's a cricket ball against your arm. The arm comes second. They're cheering. The cheerleaders. They're happy. And he is still being cheered on for his catch. End of over number 44. 182 for 4. 6 overs to go. And the West Indies will want to finish before those 6 overs are used up. They won't want to take it to the last over, that's for sure. They're changing the commentary box now. Michael Holding and Ramiz Raja.
Thank you, Pommy. Brian Lara and Dwayne Bravo. They have pretty much put West Indies back on top, because when the last wicket went down, they were up against it a bit. 21 now needed from 35 balls, which is not too difficult a task. Score was 129 when they got together. That's wide and called as such.
West Indies would have wanted a thumping victory to give them confidence for the Super 8s, but I think they've been rather safe in this game. They've played well within themselves. But a victory will give them a lot of confidence and guarantee a place for them in the Super 8s.
Oh, awkward bounce there. Haven't seen too much of that though.
2-3 areas of concern, I guess, for West Indian camp. When Zimbabwe were 4 wickets down, they couldn't really finish off Zimbabwe. Allowed the innings really to continue, and Zimbabwe got to 200 against better teams. Really, they want to do just a little better than that in the middle phase of the innings. Also, the wides and the no balls would have caused a bit of concern to Mr. King, the coach.
And Fufu almost had another.
Winding up for a big booming drive to the offside. Missed it completely, Brian Lara. I think he was undone by a bit of seam movement away from him. Bowler thought that he had got Lara in big trouble, but it missed everything, and he came back into the popping crease expecting a throw from the keeper. And Bufu close, but not close enough.
There's a man on the point boundary. Just a single. Partnership moves on to 55 runs though.
Lara has been very methodical. They're not now bothered about catching the ball police. Looking at the crowd, looking and watching at the crowd.
Most people thought perhaps that the West Indies would not need to go into the last 5 overs to win this game, especially when the score was 31-3. Zimbabwe batting, that is, the first innings. Zimbabwe have made sure that they have got to fight though. They're in a reasonably comfortable position at the moment in the West Indies, but they certainly don't want to be losing another wicket now. That could just change the equation again. Last ball from Mfufu in that over. 184 for 4.
Lara playing a valuable hand, making sure that he stays out there till the end to guide a young Bravo and to hold the innings together. He'll be influential for West Indies if they make it big during the Super 8s. Such a classy player. He'll get a lot of support from the West Indies supporters. They'll all be there rooting for the home team.
Well, this Group D, Ramis, there are so many permutations still left in this Group D. Even if Zimbabwe lose this game against the West Indies, they still can qualify for the Super 8 stages. If the West Indies go on to beat Ireland and Zimbabwe beat Pakistan, it will be the West Indies and Zimbabwe that will go through. would depend, of course, on net run rate. They both have 3 points, but my estimation, without even getting into the technicalities of those runs, is that Zimbabwe would have a better net run rate. They have been getting more runs on the board than Ireland. The only team that you're sure will not be progressing at the moment is Pakistan. Once the West Indies win this, they are definitely through, irrespective of what happens in the other two games.
Good outing for Bravo, 32 from 42. At one stage he did look frustrated, but now seems to have settled down after hitting that glorious 6 over square leg. Field has been shifted around by Prosper Utsea. Some problem with third man fielder. I think it's Ireland who's cramped up a little in the leg. I hope it is a cramp. He's off. He's not there now. Gary Brent has come in his place.
And Gary Brent may just be taking this catch. He does. Dropped it. At the last moment it fell out of his hands. Just replaced Ireland. Had a simple catch to take at third man. And he floors it.
I thought he got there, but couldn't really hang on to it. A wild shot from Bravo. It wasn't such a difficult catch. Steadied himself, and then the ball just popped out of the hands when he hit the ground. Lost his glasses in the process, lost his balance, and caused a bit of embarrassment to himself. Not nice when you've just come in. He thought that he'd got the batsman out. He was confident, and the reaction will now change dramatically. Not really.
Well, everyone thought he had it, and he did have it for a moment. You can see the reaction there of Chigumbura. He thought he had it all the way through. It was just when his hand hit the ground that it bobbled, went up to the tips of his fingers. There it goes, then out. I've got him, says Chigumbura. Oh no, I haven't.
So unfortunate. He's fighting extremely hard, Chigumbura. Batted well, has bowled really well. He wanted a bit of help from Brent, but help didn't come his way. Could have given him his second scalp.
What a let off for Dwayne Bravo and the West Indies. They were very fortunate over that for the West Indies. 4 overs left, 187 for 4.
Life for Bravo. He's on 33, still breathing. Credit to Zimbabwe really for going till the end. The ground fielding has been tremendous. Sabina has been brilliant in the slips, but there have been errors made, and that last error costing them a bit of glory. They probably know the result. They're still dancing in the aisles, but some of them now leaving the field as well. And he's still being massaged, Ireland.
That was a very accurate throw. Sean Williams, the man there at backward point. He has done well, batted well, bowled reasonably well and now fielding very well.
He's a very good cricketer, jumping in the air but making sure that the bat was grounded. And almost got rid of Ian Gould in the process of that run. Just not been able to play freely, Brian Lara. Played and missed quite consistently in this innings, 31 from 61 balls, so certainly been on the slower side. Trying to hit the ball hard, undone by lack of bounce on that occasion.
That's wide of the man at gully. I think it will go all the way. No, it doesn't. Matsukanera down there at third man. Zimbabwe is certainly showing great commitment here.
Absolutely brilliant to watch. Matsukanera in the deep. Sabina with a great effort there. Airborne, trying to get hold of that one, and then back brilliantly by Matsukanera. Showing commitment and spirit. 14 from 21 balls. Lara is now on 33. Just one boundary in that 33.
It certainly isn't vintage Lara, but he's not giving his wicket away, which is so important. He knows he has to stay there until the very end. Just the one boundary at the backward point region, down towards third man. Usually you see a lot of those blue lines in a Brian Lara innings. That's gone through a slip cord, and that's four.
Mpofu didn't like it one bit. It was a wild hit from Bravo. Possibly looking to clear the infield over mid-off. Got a fine edge and the ball rushed away very quickly across the boundary. It's never an easy feeling for the bowler who has bowled a decent ball, but that ball's gone away quickly for a boundary. Wry smile on his face. Mpofu in his 9th over, 1 for 34, has bowled well.
Just the 9 runs needed now by the West Indies. That's end of over number 47. It's 194 for 4.
A lot of play and miss from both batsmen, in fact from the entire West Indies team.
The World Cup games are great. State Farm car insurance discounts are great too. Call a State Farm agent today to see how much you can save on your car insurance.
Quite differently second time around. Just 9 required from 18 balls, should be straightforward.
Prosper would say bringing a few more fielders inside the circle. He knows that the West Indies don't necessarily need to hit boundaries to get these 9 runs. Not bringing them all in, that wouldn't really be too sensible. He's keeping a few out on the boundary, but trying also to cut off these singles.
Great fielding is making the task a little bit difficult for the West Indies. 9 from 16 balls. Mikey, you're the pitch expert. Tell me, can chasing be a problem in the Super 8s? I get this feeling that this pitch has certainly slowed down a little second time around.
Well, as you know, Ramis, you have toured this part of the world before. You have visited us doing commentary. Pitches in the various islands differ. Every island, the soil is a little bit different, and so you have different types of pitches. The Super 8s, some of those games are going to be played on brand new grounds, pitches that we haven't had a lot of cricket on. So it could get a bit slower in the second innings. I think it's going to be a matter of wait and see. Good shot. That will go all the way. Gallant attempt again.
That's a classical drive from the master. Beautifully put away by Brian Lara. Really had a Lara class written all over it. High backlift, got to the pitch and beautifully put away through cover. There you see that flourishing high backlift, so good to watch. Great effort, Matsikaneri.
That's gone. That's it. Over the ropes. And the West Indies have won by 6 wickets. 2 overs and 1 delivery to spare.
Well, crowds absolutely love it. They're mad keen for West Indies to win the World Cup. Stage 1 has been conquered. Now come the Super 8s and finishing the game off with a brilliant hit. Brian Lara at his very best. Majestic 6 to end the over and end the game. The crowds absolutely enjoyed it from Lara. West Indies win by 6 wickets. Comprehensive win. But credit to Zimbabwe really for putting up a good fight, a very good fight. Crowds can go back home happy. West Indies have won, they're through to the next round.
Great spirit though by Zimbabwe. They gave up at no point, kept on fighting. And certainly augurs well for the future of these young Zimbabweans. They are applauding because they know their team put up a fight. They didn't go and lay down and be beaten comprehensively by the West Indies. They can be happy as well, the West Indian supporters. The West Indies are through to the Super 8s. The second team that have definitely qualified for the Super 8s. Australia, of course, the first team to qualify. Could those two be the finalists as they were in the ICC Champions Trophy? Well, that's a long way away. Lots of games to be played between now and then, if it does happen.
Zimbabwe looked extremely busy out there right throughout the day. And they are the losers, but proud losers, if that terminology can be coined to the losers. Really fought hard and stretched West Indies right the way through. And we can now go across to Tony Cozier, who's got a special guest.
Zimbabweans.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to get it over with now. Now we are, a bit relaxed, but I haven't said that we're still not going to take anything for granted. It's good to be in the Super 8 now, so just looking forward to Ireland and then move on from here on in.
Of course, you've got to beat Ireland as well, because if they win that match, they go through with the points.
Yeah, definitely. We have to beat Ireland. They're on a high now, so we're not going to take them for granted. And, the pitch has been playing good, and hopefully we can carry on where we left off in this game.
Well, you bowled as usual today. Your tight stuff, 10 overs for 34. What about those sixes? There was one. They reckon it's the biggest they've seen at Sabina. And we know you're a six hitter. Have you ever hit one as far as that?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest six I ever hit. It went a long way, and with the bowling department, it's good to get to a bowl and get a feel in the middle. And I'm just trying to work on a lot of things in the nets, and hopefully in the middle it can pay off for me. But it's good to see the ball going over the bunch, and hopefully I can carry on when I get a start.
3 successive sixes off the first 3 balls of the over. Did Herschel Gibbs come into your mind?
I think so. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You didn't clear the boundary. You didn't clear the roof. That's the next aim for you.
The roof is a bit too high. Maybe next time around, we get a bit stronger.
But the team's playing well. The team's playing with confidence. A good first match. Perhaps not quite as efficient today. A lot of wides and so on. But the team looks to be in good shape.
Yeah, we're playing as a unit, and everyone seems to enjoy themselves, and it's really look good out in the middle. And it's just something we have to work on, and just trying to build more relationship in practice sessions, and everyone get along well, and these things do help whenever you're in the middle, like a family, and it's benefit for us.
Chris Gayle, you're coming back into form. Good to see you hitting the ball so cleanly again, and all the best for the remainder of the tournament.
Thanks, man.
Well, Chris Gayle certainly is hitting the ball a lot better now after 2 failures. One in a practice game, of course, the warm-up game in Trelawney, and the other against Pakistan. A good 40 from 48 deliveries in this game against Zimbabwe for Chris Gayle, and pretty much all the batsmen getting something of a start. It wasn't a big target, but they got there in the end.
Zimbabwe fought extremely hard through their bowlers. Mpufu 1 for 34, Ireland 1 for 38. And Chikumbura, I thought, showed a lot of spirit. None for 26 for Prosper Utsea, who was a pick of the bowlers. Really did bowl well, his off-spinners. And he looks a great one for the future for Zimbabwe.
There were over 9,000 spectators in the Sabina Park round today, and that is what they saw. Zimbabwe 202 for 5 in their 50 overs, and the West Indies getting them in the 48th over. We'll be back very shortly for the presentation.